So, before you dislike this video, at least hear me out, okay? I'll try to make this video very short. Don't be afraid whenever you see the cost of the new iPhones, okay? Because it's not that bad. You're not actually paying that price or anywhere close to it, actually. In fact, you're only paying 50% of the cost of the phone that you're getting if you upgrade every year like many enthusiasts do, you know? For example, the iPhone XS, it's $1,000. But literally any mobile carrier that I know of will let you upgrade for free if you pay off 50% of the phone's cost. For example, my iPhone X, it totaled out to be $1,100 or something like that, and some change or whatever. This day, right now, September, I paid off already 50% of the cost of the phone, which let me pretty much get my iPhone XS Max, which I'm getting in on Friday the 21st. So what I do then is whenever I get my iPhone XS Max, they'll also send me a little cardboard box. I put this phone into the cardboard box and then I send it in. So really, this iPhone X only really cost me. Costed is not a word. Not that I think. Right. So this phone only really cost me $550 and some change, right? So that's pretty much it. You're not really paying the full price of the phone. You're only really losing, kind of, if you keep the phone for 2 years, because you pay the same amount monthly for 2 years for the same specs, for the same upgrades, for the same, not upgrades, for the same specs, camera, phone, whatever. You just, it's your phone. It's the same thing for 2 years. But, if you upgrade every year, you're pretty much still going to be paying the same amount monthly. I think the iPhone XS Max is only like $4 extra a month, which is not going to kill me. But for those $4 extra, I get all those benefits of having the iPhone XS Max. And then the year after that, so pretty much 2019, September 2019, I can just trade the iPhone XS Max in, because I'll reach 50% by then. Then I just get another phone. You're not really paying that phone fully unless you keep it for 2 years, which that's fine. Many people do that. But yeah, that's pretty much. It's not that bad. Let me switch hands because this camera is kind of heavy. So it's not that bad really if you think about it. So, but I'm also reading a bunch of comments saying how Apple is only really trying to please the investors, which makes no sense at all, because investors go to a company that sells good. Okay, the way I see it is, and then the investors, they don't want money. They want the most amount of money possible. And if they see something that is hindering them from making more money, they're going to pull out. They're not going to invest into Apple anymore, or they're going to invest less into Apple. So that makes no sense when people say that Apple is only pleasing the investors, because it's quite the opposite. Apple is pleasing the consumers, and then the investors see how much revenue Apple is making, how successful their products are, and then the investors please Apple by giving Apple money. That's how business works. I didn't even go to business school, but I know that's what investors do. They don't invest into a company that could potentially hinder them from making more money. Again, investors don't just want money. They don't want just to make a profit. They want the most amount of profit humanly possible from that company. Think of it this way. There's a lot of apps on your phone that you can put in money, and then it'll split that money into different companies, pretty much investing, and then you get money back as time goes on. Well, if one app is making you $1,000 a year, let's just say, and another app you find out would make you $2,000 a year, well, you're going to go to that app, right? So what I'm trying to say is that if you're saying Apple is only pleasing investors, that must mean Apple is pretty successful at what they're doing, because if people weren't buying their products, if their products weren't good, well, obviously then Apple would not be a $1 trillion company. That's just simple logic. You don't have to like iPhone. You don't have to like Apple. but you can't really bash them for doing the number one thing that a business is there to do: make money. So if investors love Apple, well, that's because the consumers love Apple, right? Not the other way around. Apple, of course, Apple loves investors. That's how they get their money. But it's not why. That's not the only reason why Apple loves investors. Apple loves the people that give them money, and then Apple loves the people that give them even more money, aka the investors. So that's just, that makes no sense when people say that Apple is only, pleasing the investors. That makes no sense at all. I mean, I have no idea where people even get that from. And I see a lot of comments like that too. So it's not just one person. So I kind of made this video just really short, just to kind of, show you guys the whole ideology of a business. And so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's my video. Subscribe if you want to see day one updates of the Apple Watch 4 and the iPhone XS Max 256 gig gold, by the way. So if you guys want to see that day one unboxing, review, comparisons, all that good stuff, speed test, drop test, you should definitely subscribe. And that's it. Yep, that's it pretty much. There's a lot of videos coming up, guys. A lot of videos. I'm gonna have to find some really good spare time to make those videos. So that's it, guys. Have a good one.